Hey friends, welcome back. Yes, welcome back. I know, I've been missing again, right? But here's the deal. My husband got sick. My dog got sick. My son got sick. I was literally the only one left standing. So, it's cool. Everything is fine. We are all, for the most part, better. But it was like, dang, the dominoes just kept on falling. We're good. I just needed some time to kind of get everybody back better and healthy, and I needed to recoup a little bit. It has been completely crazy. My office moved, and so it has been, as my grandma would say, nutsy cuckoo around here. But I am back today, and I want to show you my very first update for, what is it called now? Tiny Pans. This is the Project Pan, the Pan That Palette project for the Pantastic Ladies this year. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a photo now because I did remember to take pictures this time. So this was a brand new palette at the beginning of the year. We are 5 weeks in, 6 weeks in, I guess maybe. So here's where I started. And here is where we are now. So I know this is going to be kind of hard to see. Let's see. I know there's like reflections everywhere. Okay, so here's the deal. I obviously don't have any pan in this palette just yet. I have, for some reason, and I can't really tell you a good reason why, but I did not start using this palette until the middle of January. I think it was like January 14th when I started using this. Again, I don't know why. I think it was intimidating to me because I had used that same palette for 2 years that I was trying to pan. And so I just knew, what my routine was, and I just knew what the look was, and I did the same thing every day. And so to start all over with a whole new fresh batch, there's 8 shadows in here, and I am using some other shadows to complement this palette, but I just didn't know where to start or what to do or where to go, and I am not a makeup artist by any stretch of the imagination, and my husband and I, we have this thing, I always say, I can cook because I can follow a recipe, and my darling Jeff says real cooks don't need a recipe. Well, I guess it's kind of the same way with me with makeup. If I know where to put everything or where it goes or what it's supposed to look like, I can get there in the end, but I don't have that adventurous side, I guess, to just try something wild and crazy on my own. I don't know. It makes sense in my head. Anyways, let's go ahead and take these one by one and I'll show you. Most of them, in fact, do not have any progress. This shade right here, do these have shade names? They do. They're on the inside. Okay, so the ones that are still brand new are Pearl and I think you're supposed to say that Conch. So these 2 lighter shades right here, which actually I just stuck my finger in. So these 2 lighter shades right here, no progress. And then these 2 darker shades right here, which are Siren here and Seaside. Yeah, Seaside right there. No progress in any of those. So I'm basically using 4 shades currently out of this one. The one that has the biggest amount of progress is Marina, which is this one right here. You can see there is a very heavy dip right here, kind of all along this this part of the pan. And I actually thought that I might hit pan on that, but I have not. So This one right here, I do use that as my second crease shade. I use this lighter shade from my ColourPop palette, and then I do use that shade Marina to deepen up the crease. And then what I do is I take Sunset, which has another, you know, decent sized dip here. I use a little bit more concentrated brush for that one, and then I sweep that all over the lid. Then this brown shade over here, which you can see kind of has some use in it. I typically use my finger for that one. That is Breezy. And so I'll put that over kind of like the outer third or outer half of my eye. And then Riptide, which is this black one right here, which you can see some use in. Riptide is what I use just in the very corner of my eye. And so, I mean, you know, like I said, I can follow a recipe. So I know some people hate to pan the same look over and over and over, and they're constantly trying to re-envision or, you know, ways to use their palettes and their eyeshadows. I like a recipe. And so I've basically been doing the same look with those 4 shades in this palette, as well as some complementary shades in another palette for, you know, about the last month or so. I'm satisfied with, you know, kind of where I'm at now. I do wish I could see a little bit better progress in here, because here's what I feel like. These shades, to me, I guess it's appropriate. I didn't even tell you the name of the palette, but it's called the Rainforest of the Sea Volume 2. And here's the thing, I don't know if this is intentional. This might be my first palette by Tarte, but I don't know if it's intentional that these shadows are like not very heavily concentrated. I don't know if that's the idea, because it's called Rainforest of the Sea, so they're supposed to be like kind of watery. If you have this palette or the Volume 1, or if you just are familiar with Tarte shadows, please tell me if that is the entire idea behind this palette, or if this is, you know, I don't know. I did get this in like probably a BoxyCharm a couple years ago. I do like that it's neutral, because you guys know that I primarily stick with neutrals on my eyes. Again, just not super adventurous. I like to be able to use the same formula or same shadows day after day. And so, you know, that's working for me for right now. I'm going to keep using it because this is like what I've chosen for the year, but it took me a little while. Like, I do find, even though I use an eyeshadow primer, and then even though I do use a setting mist at the end, I do still find that like I get a lot of shadow that like kind of creeps in, and it's primarily that black shade. So I get a lot right here in the bottom corners of my eyes, and so I'm constantly like throughout the day, you know, I'm kind of like trying to clean that up and not mess up the concealer action that I got going on, you know. So I don't know. You know, I mean, like I said, I'm not a makeup artist. I don't have a ton of experience with like some of the really higher end products. I get what I got, you know, in my BoxyCharms and FabFitFun and Ipsy, and, you know, every now and then I'll go out on a limb and I'll try something based on a YouTube recommendation, but, you know, I don't know. I don't really know why I'm rambling at this point. I guess just to say, like, I'm not super crazy about the palette that I picked for this year, but I am going to continue to work through it, and, you know, hopefully I will start to make some good progress. I don't really know what else to say. I hope I don't get a bunch of thumbs downs, because this is kind of a bummer video. But here's what I'll say. If you are doing Pan That Palette, if you are new to Pan That Palette and you are not seeing the progress that you thought you were going to see, if you are comparing yourself to other seasoned project panners who seems like they can knock out entire multiple pans of eyeshadows within a month or 2 months. Please, please, please do not make the mistake of comparing yourself to those panners. We all use makeup differently. We all have different skincare needs, and we like different looks and different products, and your progress is not going to be the same as someone else's progress. It's not going to be the same as my progress, but I do like to post here. I like to share my accountability. I like to share my wins when I have them. And I hope that you will not be discouraged. I hope that you will share your wins as well. In fact, leave me a comment down below if you are if you're new or newer to the Project Pan community. Leave me a comment down below. I would love to encourage you on your journey. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're a seasoned panner, that's cool too. You can always leave me a comment and I'll show some love. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll talk to you really, really soon. Bye.